back to Quick Business Tips. I'm Jennifer Swineford, and today we're going to talk about selling. Because for some of you, the thought of selling makes you feel just a little bit icky. And if you've ever hesitated to make an offer out of fear of sounding a little too pushy, I'm here to tell you that you are not alone. I know so many business owners and salespeople that believe that selling has to be aggressive, pushy, and manipulative. But what if I told you that the most effective way of selling has nothing to do with being pushy or slimy? What if it's simply about telling a better story? Today, I'm going to walk you through a framework that I use to craft messages that resonate so deeply with your ideal clients. And by the end of this episode, you'll have the foundational pieces that you need to craft a message for your own business that makes selling feel much more authentic and simply like having a conversation with a friend. But before we dive in, the first thing that we have to do is agree on one rule. It's the most important rule in the marketing that I do for my clients and the marketing that I teach. And it's where so many businesses get it wrong. This rule is that you are not the star of your story. Your customer is. It's super important. And if you can't wrap your head around it, you're not going to make it through this episode. Because every story needs a main character. We need a lead actor or actress, right? And in your marketing, that person, that character, that actor or actress is your customer. It is not you. You and your business, you play a completely different role, and we're going to get there. But I know that when you stop talking about your company's history or how great your products or services are, and instead you start focusing your message entirely around your customer, their desires, their struggles, their wins, everything is going to change for your business. Your marketing stops being like all the other noise that's out there and becomes something that your ideal customer desperately wants to be a part of. So we are going to build 5 parts of your customer story right now today. Every story starts with a customer or starts with a character who wants something. This becomes the main point, the anchor for your entire marketing message. So, in order to create a marketing message, the first thing that you need to know is what your ideal customer really wants. Like deep down inside. And I gotta tell you, what they really want is not whatever service it is that you're selling. Hang with me. I'm going to give you some examples. A financial advisor's customer doesn't want a retirement plan, but they do want peace of mind and a future free of financial anxiety. A fitness trainer customer, they don't want to eat healthy and exercise more, but what they want is to look great in a bikini on summer vacation. A custom home builder's client doesn't want a new house. They want something that's safe and beautiful and a space for their family to create lasting memories. And my clients don't want marketing. What they want are more sales, and they want them to be so easy and to not feel icky about it. Their desire is all about the emotion. No matter what business you're in, even if it's a not-for-profit, you want to talk about your customers' emotions. And the bigger the emotion, the better. If you could solve a problem for someone that they has been keeping them up at night, they are going to be much quicker to say yes. than if you are solving a problem that's kind of this nagging thing that's been hanging around for years and years, and they just keep shoving it under the rug. So now I want you to just take a quick second and think beyond your product or service. What is the single, clear, overarching desire that drives your ideal customer? Write this down. This is the reason that they are hiring you. Now, any story without a bad guy kind of is a little boring, right? And a marketing message without a clearly defined reason for someone not being where they want to be, or for like a marketing message that doesn't include a problem or a roadblock, it has no impact. Okay. Nobody just buys something mm, because they want it. They're buying it to make their life better, to solve a problem, to reach some end goal that they're not able to reach without this thing that they are buying. So as a result, your client is in a struggle, and your message needs to show that you not only understand that struggle, but great brand messages talk about that struggle on three different levels. The first is the surface level. This is the one that people identify as their problem. For the financial advisor's client, it's saving enough for the retirement. For a fitness trainer, they want to lose weight or look good in a bikini. But the second problem, this is what really triggers the buying decision. This is the emotion. This is how they feel. For that same financial advisor, the feeling that the customer might have is fear, confusion, or just uncertainty about the future. For a fitness trainer, the feeling might be embarrassment of going to the beach with their friends, or frustration because they're not able to lose the weight that they gained, or just feeling defeated because they've tried everything. And it's important to remember, pick one clear emotion. Now, the third way that we talk about a problem is we talk about the why behind the problem. Why is it just wrong? For the financial advisor, it might be the belief that building a secure future shouldn't be this stressful. For the fitness trainer, that everybody should get to enjoy their vacation and feel great about themselves. And when you have a marketing message that addresses all three levels, this is when your client starts to feel that you completely understand them. They trust you and they connect with you on a deeper level. So let's turn it back over to you. What is the customer's problem that they want to solve? How does it make them feel? And why is it just wrong for them to have to continue struggling with this problem? Okay. So now you've basically set the stage. You've let the client know that you are talking to them. They're in the right space, whether it's on your website or reading your email or reading something you posted on social media. You've let them know that this message is for them. Now you start pulling them into the storyline. But remember, you are not the rock star. You are not the superhero. You are simply here to help. Think Yoda, not Luke Skywalker. You basically have two jobs. You need to show empathy and demonstrate authority. But we want to demonstrate authority without giving a complete business history or sounding like we're bragging. Empathy is pretty simple. It can simply just be a statement showing that you understand. Something along the lines of, I understand how frustrating it is, blah, blah, blah. Authority is a little more tricky. We want to show your competence that gives the customer the confidence that you know how to help them because you've helped other people before. And in order to make this sound a little less braggy, a great way to do it is to share testimonials or client wins. One story that I love telling about my business is how I helped a remodeling company increase their revenues from $68,000 in one quarter to $287,000. And I did it in a period of just 90 days. All we did in these 90 days was change their marketing message. We didn't run more ads. We didn't redesign their website. We simply changed the messaging that was on their existing website. They were already working with a marketing company. They just changed to me. We continued to show up in the same areas. So we were hitting the same platforms on social media. We were just using different words. And they made hundreds of thousands of dollars more. So by combining this empathy and authority, you clearly communicate that you see and understand their struggle, and you have a proven path to help them out of that struggle into success. So back on you, write down one understanding sentence that shows that you really feel for your client, and then one clear statement that demonstrates how you can help them solve the problem or how you've already done it for someone else. Now we really get to start having fun. We want to give your potential customer a very simple plan to follow. This is going to remove any overwhelm or confusion that the client might feel and tell them exactly what their next step is that they need to take. I like these plans to be 3 very simple, clear steps, but if you need to, you can have up to 5 steps. Just remember that if you have more than 3 steps, it can start feeling a little complicated and a little overwhelming for the customer because our goal here is clarity, not complexity. But let me give you some examples because a lot of times people feel like they really have to get into the weeds and detail things out, and that's not what we're looking for right here. So a web designer might have a plan that is schedule a discovery call, we design your site, and number 3 is we take the site live and you start seeing the sales roll in. For a fitness trainer, it might be complete a short questionnaire. We create a custom diet and exercise plan. And step 3 is you look great on vacation in 90 days. You see how these are short, simple. I mean, yes, they are a little vague, but we want this to be crystal clear. Like it's easy as 1, 2, 3. And it sends a message to the customer that this isn't complicated and you can do it. So what are 3 super high level steps that a client takes to do business with you? Write down your own simple plan. Now, the final piece that we're going to talk about today, as we are creating your marketing story, is that we need to set the stakes and make them crystal clear. Because a great marketing message is going to show what happens if a client doesn't act and also paints this amazing picture of the success that awaits for them if they do take action with you. So the negative stakes, we want to gently remind them what the cost is for not taking action. What happens if they don't solve this problem that's been keeping them up at night? Maybe their business is going to stagnate. Their frustration is going to continue. They might lose money. They stay stuck. We want to show them what failure looks like so they are motivated to avoid it. Then we want to paint a beautiful picture and invite them to imagine what their future can look like if they do take action. What does their life and business feel like once they've implemented your simple 3-step plan? For the financial advisor's client, it might be enjoying retirement with confidence. And for my clients, it's making offers with ease and finding joy in running their business again. This is your last step today. Write down one or two sentences that describe the negative consequences if the client continues along without solving the problem. And then write down one or two sentences that paint this beautiful picture of an amazing future after you have helped them. So let's go back and take a look at what you've written down. First, we have your client's deep desire. Then we have the problem that they face that's keeping them from that desire. We have your role as the guide that's going to come in with a plan and help them succeed. And then lastly, we have what failure and success looks like. These are the very basic foundational pieces of a marketing message that can turn into an incredibly powerful story for you and your business. It invites your ideal customer in and it takes that first step of selling and makes it feel like a very natural conversation about solving their problem. So, as you can see, there's a whole lot that goes into this, and condensing it all down into 20 minutes for you in this episode was a little tight. But in general, the theory is simple, and getting the words just right can take some practice. You want to make sure your messaging is clear, compelling, and consistent across your website, your emails, your social media, and even the conversations that you're having with people. This is what I help my clients with, and I make sure that we can complete it well, and then it gets done very quickly so that they are able to stop fumbling for words and to start connecting with their customers. So today, if you're just going to take one very small step, focus on step one. Take a full 15 minutes, set a timer, and get crystal clear on what your client really wants, what their single most powerful overarching desire is. Because nailing this is the most important part of your marketing message. And if you want to go deeper or just have someone handle this for you, it's what I absolutely love to do. So schedule a conversation with me and make sure you mention this episode to receive a free limited time or to receive a limited time discount. The call is free, and then we can talk about how I can help you moving forward. Until next time, remember that your clients are the rock star in your story, and never forget to keep striving for your own limitless impact.